All right. Do you have a chance to talk to your husband?
Yeah, what about 200?
So I'm just being completely honest with you. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to do 200. We're really looking at that 180. We may be able to work something out, but like at this point, we're really looking at that 180.
Okay, well, we can't do 180. And we can do 200. We can try to do, 200 is at least we were walking away with something. 180 is just not acceptable. We will we will be in the hole.
I do understand. Just like with what we currently have, because at the end of the day, like I can run through the numbers for you again. I don't know if that's gonna do anything for you, but it's like we would be losing if we were to do that 200. And like even like 190 would be really hard for us to pull off. We would really like to be at that 180. And again, like we can close and we can be done with this before the 25th. Get you out of the property.
We need it done immediately, but we cannot. We wouldn't be able to live. We'd be homeless. We cannot live like that because, like I said, after we pay the mortgage and the other, which comes to almost $10,000, what we owe outside the mortgage. So if I say 112 plus 10, that's 122,000, and you're only giving 180. That's less than 60,000 for us to live. And like I said, we're supposed to be giving the people that we are getting this house 50,000 down. We can't live off of $10,000. That won't pay up our stuff so that we would be able to live at least without struggling. I mean, you, you guys, I can't understand how you can just lowball us like that. That's not fair. That's not right for you to lowball us like that. You aren't losing that much money. I know you can sell the house for more than what it's going to cost for you to fix whatever you need to fix. We that's impossible for us to do that. We would, but when all is said and done, we wouldn't even have 60,000. We'd have more like $50,000, and that's crazy. Um, no, we have to do at least 200. Oh God, I need you to make it happen. I need you to make it happen because you told me 100,000, and now that we can walk away with 100,000. Now it's like half of that. That's not fair. And that's not honesty. That's not keeping with what you said. Even with whatever you found with the inspection, that's not fair. That's half of what we originally agreed on. 100,000, we'll walk away. We probably end up with 50 at that most, at that much. So you need, we can't do that. But I thought I'd call you back and see if you would go with 200 because you're still gonna be losing. But I understand. Uh, I mean, you told me you were firm on the 100,000. Now you changed. So I
Right,
mean,
and I'd love to touch base with you on that. So like of course, like when we make these calls and we reach out and we attempt to purchase a property, we try to be upfront as much as possible, like we only work off the information given. When we went over there and we looked at the property, like we have to do an inspection on it, and it's just for our sake to make sure we're not getting in over our head. And this is one of those scenarios where we did come back and find something. We documented, we were providing you with the proof of it. I'm not just pulling some numbers out of a hat and trying to, take advantage of you. This is actual, like, real. We will have to do this stuff. In order to make that happen, for us to be able to do it, we just have to get that price at a lower spot. And again, like we can absolutely do everything we said, and I can even close faster because I do understand that you are in a situation. I want to help you get that money for you to put that down payment. And like while it may not be exactly what you're looking for, I can absolutely help put some money in your pocket to at least alleviate some of the bills in the short term. But like I do understand where you're coming from because it is different coming from a 212 down to a 180. It's just the expectations on both sides, I guess, weren't properly set. Because when we're just take everything at, face value. When you tell us everything's good, we run numbers as if everything's good. It's until we find something that changes that our numbers change. So we're not trying to take advantage. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just presenting the facts for you, and that way you can make an educated decision. Because at the end of the day, like it's important for you to get what you need out of it.
Yeah, I know. So, mm.
So let me ask you this. If you don't sell it with us, what's the game plan on it? Are you gonna put it back on the market, wait a few months to see what happens?
I have no clue. We have no clue. We don't have months. We don't have this. I just talked to the person who lived in this house. They're expecting. I told them when we may close by the 25th. So by the 25th, they're going to be expecting their down payment money, and we're not going to have it. If we close with you guys, we're not going to have it. And if we wait, we're still not going to have it by then. Because if we close with you, we won't be able to give them what they're asking for. So that's going to be a problem right there. And so I just talked to the lady yesterday, and I said, is he going to put us out? Because we have the keys. We're in the house. We're still waiting on furniture. We have $8,000 in moving costs that need to be covered before we can even get our furniture. So that's what we're waiting on right now. And we can't even get that done because we don't have the funds to pay for to finish the moving. So that's what I'm saying. Whatever it is that you got, I don't know what we're gonna do. We're in a bind right now. I told my realtor to close out everything last week after I talked with you. And I just knew that was going to be it because that's what you offered me. I told my husband, he said, yes, let's go on and do it. And now you come back with something else, just totally different. And we cannot, either way, we're screwed either way. If we go with you guys and lose, or we try to take it and put it someplace else, go with somebody else, we're going to lose because we don't know what that offer is going to be, and we're losing time. So either way, we're screwed. We'll be living in our car again. What we're gonna have to do, and I don't know how we're gonna make our mortgage payment because we don't have that money. It's tied up. Can't make our mortgage payment because all of our money is tied up. So I don't know what we're gonna do. Our mortgage is gonna be late again because we can't pay it. We put it off the last time. Then we said we better go on and pay it, so we paid it. So now it was another payment due July 1st. So it's going to be late again. And then they're going to probably foreclose on the house. So then that way we don't have anything. Like I said, anything that we do at this point, we're going to be screwed. And I put my trust in you. We're asking about it. So that's what we get. And now we're coming up with something else. Like I said, either way, if we lose, we're screwed. We can't do anything. I don't know what we're going to do. I have no clue what we're going to do and how we're going to make this work. I have no idea. So, I don't know.
I completely understand. At the end of the day, I am a resource for you.
Saying that, but you really don't understand. Because whoever the buyer is that's doing that, oh my God, what the house is listed for and what it's worth, we're still, you're taking $100,000 from us. If we sold the house, if the house value was $270, then you want 180. That's 90,000. I can't count. That's 50. That is terrible for you to take that much when the house, even if you said if you sold it, fixed it up, you're gonna sell it for 260 something. Okay, you can sell it for more than that because the houses are selling for 300,000. So if you fix it, you can still get over 290 for the house. I already know because the area we live in. All of those houses are go from 270 and up. because we just have a brand new subdivision built right beside ours. So all the property values in our neighborhood went up. So I know that you can sell the house for more than what you're saying with minimal repairs. So that's what I'm saying. Y'all are not trying to help people. And it says you lowballing them. And after you promised, that's the only reason that I went with you, because you told me. And I asked you before, I said, can you go up? No, you said it's firm 100,000, 212. And now you're coming $20,000 less again. We can't do what I don't know what we're gonna do. So we can't unless my husband changes his mind and says, yeah, there's no way in the world we can do that. I don't even know how he can even say that unless he's got some other alternative for where we're going to get money from. Because I know that if we go with that offer, we're going to be looking stupid because we can't pay our bills, we can't pay anything, and we need to close this within the next few days. But we just cannot go there. I know the people, the buyers have the money. Y'all can still do that, so we can at least walk away with that money. Because once we pay our stuff, we are still gonna have like $80,000, but that's better than 50. Oh Lord, I got a headache. I can't. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know. I just have to call you back. I already called somebody else, and they already said because it was listed, and it's not supposed to be listed because it's supposed to be taken off the market.
Right.
So that it's listed with the realtor.
Right. And again, like I'd be happy to get on the phone and talk with you and your husband at the same time, and I'd be happy to run over our numbers so you can have a solid understanding of where we come from. Because I'm not trying to be deceitful. I'm being completely upfront and honest on how we're coming to the numbers. Just like based on repairs, because we will replace the siding, we're gonna replace the roof, and then just some minor cosmetic things that we saw in there inside the property. Like to be honest, it's not that much of an issue for the cosmetics. It's just the majors of the roof and the siding. And then once we account for the loan costs, the holding cost, and then the realtor fees once we go to sell the property, like it adds up super fast. That 90,000 that you say we're gonna make it dwindles very fast. We're really expecting to pay about 70, almost 75 once it's all said and done, and that leaves us with about 15,000. So at the end of the day, like I said, we're not making much on this. We're not trying to be deceitful. I most certainly am not retiring on this. We're just here to try to be speed and convenience for you. If you decide you want to move forward with us, we can absolutely do that. We can make sure we close before the 25th. That way you can be able to put in that down payment, have a little bit of money left over, and move on to the next chapter of your life.
And you can't do 190.
Unfortunately, I really cannot because like I said at this point, if we were to come up,
What? And
I I I really cannot. Like truthfully, I'm just being completely honest and like I'm going over the numbers with you. I truthfully cannot do 190 because at this point, if I were to do 190, I would have to move into the property, and I live in a completely different state. So like if I wouldn't be able to sell it because in like this is another thing. If anything goes wrong, we cover that. So like if something happens and a contractor steals the money, we're just at a loss. If anything like unexpected happens when we're doing the roof, someone falls off and injures themselves, like we're at a loss. Like we're we're so close to breaking even on this that it's skeptical for us. 180 is really the only way we can do this. And even then, there's a chance that we're going to lose money, but that's the risk that we take as investors. And we're willing to take the risk, because at the end of the day, like we are really trying to help people. It's not that I'm trying to take advantage or anything. I'm being completely upfront with you where I'm at. And if it works for you, I would love to make something happen for you so you can get what you need.
Let me, oh my God. And that's flat 180. That's nothing else taken out of that.
No, we're not going to ask anything else from you. That is where we're at. If you can do that number, we will close as quickly as possible. I'll get with Bowen and make sure that title has cleared. And then if title's clear, we can close as quick as our lender will put the money in the account. Typically it's 7 to 10 days.
All right, let me check with my husband and I'll call you back.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.